Okay, so my name is Robin Sullivan. I'm a very blessed Diamond Senior Ruby Ambassador with Plexus, and I am excited to bring you guys three amazing stories tonight from three different individuals on our awesome team. We are going to first kick it off with awesome ambassador. I think you live in Houston, Texas, right, Tiffany? Tiffany Holgate. So Tiffany, unmute yourself, tell us where you're from, and tell us your story.
All right. Yes, I am from Houston.
Okay.
um, my name is Tiffany. I have been on this Plexus journey for about 2.5 years now. And how I came to be with this in 2017, I was having severe migraines to the point that caused me to go to the doctor. I went to the doctor. I got tested. Long story short, that was just very high levels of stress causing my migraines. And so I had to shift with my job. But my doctor also noticed something else and asked me to take a blood test. So I did. And what came back with that was that I was pre-diabetic at that time. So I had shared with my doctor then that I have a history of diabetes on my dad's side of the family. And my dad and my aunt right now have diabetes. So that watching them and made me want to just be better in life. But when I went to the doctor and realized that I was almost at that point, it kind of scared me a little bit. And I knew that I had to do things differently to get myself better. Because at that time, it had been maybe 3 or 4 years since I had been really active, working out and things like that. So months down the line, I quit my job. Jacqueline Malone, who is my sponsor, she had been posting at this time. And when she approached me about it, I think financially I was not in a position to afford it. And so it took me some time, but when I finally got the money for it, I made sure I got back with Jacqueline, and I didn't try the product. I just went head straight into it, dove into the business. I was sold on the business and just dove right into it. So after I got my products, within the first month, I started having ease with my allergies. And that was a really big thing for me because at that particular point in my life, I was having severe nosebleeds during the seasonal allergy season. So that was a huge thing for me. I can't even remember the last time I had a nosebleed since then. But that was one thing that changed quickly. I had a car accident a while back and would have chronic back pain. That was very much eased. I was sleeping better. Since then, I have dropped down to almost 3 pant sizes. And this year I found out I was under 200 pounds, which is a blessing because I'm really tall. So it doesn't look like I weigh that much because of how tall I am. But being under 200 pounds is really, really great for me. This year was probably like one of the most challenging Plexus years since being with Plexus. On top of the pandemic, I found out that I actually do have diabetes. And that threw me into an emotional roller coaster for a whole weekend. And I had to find out about it on Father's Day weekend. So I was scared to tell my dad on Father's Day that I had diabetes. I waited I think a week or two before I told him. But once I found out, I went to the doctor. We talked about, different things that could be done. So I had to change my Plexus regimen and I incorporated balance more regularly. At the time, I wasn't doing it as much, but I incorporated it more regularly then. And from July up until now, I have been very much regulated with my blood sugar, staying between 120 and 180. And that's probably the biggest part of my testimony thus far, as far as my health is concerned. With the business, that was an unexpected blessing. I want to say the year that I started, my uncle had passed away, and he lived in Jamaica. And at that time, I had to renew my passport. So I had to get an emergency passport. I had to get 2 plane tickets, one to and from here to Florida, and then from Florida, Jamaica, and back. So that having that Plexus income at that particular point in time made it so much easier and way, way, way less stressful than that definitely could have been at that point in time. This year as well, with the pandemic, the blessing has been even bigger. I've been able to move, praise God, because I needed my own place. And last year around this time, I got engaged. And because of the pandemic, I haven't been able to plan a wedding. Well, I'm planning a wedding. So there's been a lot of things that have happened throughout this entire process. Besides the health, besides the money, the community, the immense support that has come with being on this team and having Robin as our leader, I can't even put words on that. I cannot put words on that. The community is probably the icing and cherry on top of all of that. So that's all I got to share for you guys tonight.
Wow, wow, wow. Oh, I love your testimony, Tiffany. There's so many different parts of it I had no idea about, and I feel like you've shared before in the past. So I cannot speak highly enough about people really understanding that our products really truly do help you get your body healthy from the inside out. The fact that, before she started Plexus, she was already kind of teetering the pre-diabetic phase, and then going into full-blown getting a diagnosis of diabetes, and just really having the knowledge about the products, Tiffany, and you deciding, okay, doing just Slim alone, you needed to up the ante and add that balance, which, by the way, for you guys that don't necessarily know what balance does just that. It is to help you balance your blood sugar. The pink drink was also created originally for type 2 diabetics. So the combination of Slim plus balance is a really good combo for you to really tackle your blood sugar issues. Also, if you take 2 Slim a day, we've got some amazing testimonies from individuals on our team who they had blood sugar imbalances and they started taking 2 Slim a day. And that really, really helps as well. So if you know anybody in your sphere of influence who suffers from blood sugar issues, that's a huge, huge, huge win for so many people within our team, but also across the board within Plexus Worldwide. So thank you so much, Tiffany, for sharing all the wins with this amazing opportunity and with the power of our products. We appreciate you. Okay, next up is Courtney Cruz. Courtney, go ahead and unmute yourself. Tell us where you're from and what you do, and also tell us kind of when you started Plexus and all the things.
Thank you, Robin. Hi, I'm Courtney Cruz. I live in Durham, North Carolina. I am a by-day nurse and by evening Plexus worker. I started Plexus in the end of May of this year, and I have totally been blessed since I started. And I was brought into the business by Ebony. I started as, she invited me to one of your book clubs. You were reading Get Out of Your Head. It was the one before that one. I'm sorry. But shoot.
Oh, The Traveler's Gift? Which one was it?
It might have been Get Out of Your Head. Is that the one with the minister who was, I think that's the one it was, with the minister, the female minister?
Uh-huh. Jenny Allen.
Okay, yeah. Yes. Yep. So she invited me to that. We were in we're in the same sorority and we went to the same college. She's a little younger than me, but we were at a Founders Day and we were talking about our sons and how different they were. So she invited me to your book club and I started reading that book. And as you were talking, you kept talking about this business, this business, but you never said what the business was. So I got off the call and was like, what is she talking about? So she was like, oh, you weren't supposed to be on that call. I think I ended up on a different call. But with that being said, she told me that it was a business for your health, for your gut. And I was like, oh, please tell me more, because I have struggled with gut issues since my middle son was born, who is now 16. After having him, I ended up having to start colonics because my gut was just jacked up from the pregnancies and everything else that happens in life. So it was a blessing for me to be able to start these products that I could actually take, because I've tried several different products, and because of the flavor, just couldn't keep up with the taste and wouldn't continue. But it was a blessing for me to be able to take these products, and immediately I started seeing wins. I felt like I was battling the bed at night, but I was able to sleep without pain. I actually slept very well. I think it started the second week. Was very amazed at how I wasn't waking up exhausted and sore. And I thought that I needed a new mattress, but reality was my body had just been in so much inflammation and had so much stuff going on, because I had to have surgery last November on my knee. And so I had a long time when I was just stationary. And I think that just kind of, built up all the, besides for weight, it built up a lot of other things in my body. So it was nice to start the products. And immediately, like I said, I started seeing those little wins. Being able to use the bathroom regularly was God's gift. I mean, that has just been amazing, because you just never know how long you spend trying to do that when you can't do that until you can do it without any issues. Some of my other ones has been, I've lost inches. I've now lost weight. So I have energy beyond energy. I'm out walking every day, and I love it, because that has been both spiritually great. It's been mindfully great. It's been just a blessing to be able to get out there and actually have the energy to do the miles, as well as I'm listening to my music, I'm meditating, I'm praying. I'm able to get on the calls on Thursdays that are the prayer calls that actually starts that day for me every day. Just the regiment of, all that. Like I said, weight loss has been great. I've been able to help my daughter out, who is having menstrual issues at a very young age, not be in her room for 24 hours the first day and doubled in pain, which I felt like helpless. I couldn't help her, but now I can. And it's been amazing to see her be able to walk around. It's been amazing to see the friends and the people that I've talked to just tell me little wins. Those have been the biggest blessings for me, because I realized that this has been a gift that God gave me so that I could share with other people. So, I was never the one that wanted to do the business. Ebony will tell you, I told her that from the beginning, but I couldn't stop sharing. And because of the sharing, it's benefited me immensely, both with just building relationships, being able to just, now I feel like I need to do what I'm supposed to do, because I have too many people looking at me. So that has helped me a lot as well, to keep going and keep motivated on days when you just don't feel like doing it. I do take the triplex. I take the X Factor Plus, because that has been a mood changer. It's helped me to be stabilized. And the active, I'm a nurse, so days I have 12 hours, that active is just awesome. I do not drink coffee the way I used to. I probably take a sip of it and I'm done. Sodas are totally out of the picture now, which is amazing, because Coke Zeros were my best friend. I mean, literally, I would have one or two a day, if not more. I have not had one, and I don't remember how long. And just the energy among the energy. But the benefits have been financially great. I have a child that just went to college. And so I don't have to think about his tuition or his housing. I've been able to use my Plexus income to actually help with that. I also, did I lose you all because you're not there? Okay, sorry. That's been awesome. Plus, with the COVID and being able to be home, I've been able to do some house renovating, which I've loved to actually just be around and enjoy your house, enjoy it. But the best thing about this has been the community, and how I have grown so much spiritually, mentally, physically, and emotionally. Like, I have truly fallen back in love with me, and have decided that I am important, and that I need this time, and the minutes that I spend walking are about me and getting closer to God, getting closer to, where I want to be in life, and just, the motivation that I'm able to give to people, like I said, has just been my spiritual blessing. So I thank you guys. I thank you for introducing me, and I thank you for allowing me to introduce others, because I believe that this has been a blessing totally for me.
Oh my goodness. I can't get over these testimonies. Courtney, for you to have started just in May, for you to have a full picture of what this is, it truly blesses me. I had a vision 7 years ago of what I wanted to contribute to the world, and how I wanted all of the seeds that my father planted in me, just to create a ripple effect of change in my community. And you're a living testimony of what I wanted to happen, all across the country. I would have never, ever been introduced to you if it weren't for my connection to Ebony, and Ebony's connection to you through your sorority and through, y'all's alma mater. And honestly, it was a blessing from the Lord that you happened to get on those book study calls on accident, right? Because I think she did tell me, oh my gosh, I gave her the wrong link, Robin. And so that was a blessing in and of itself, because you probably would have never asked about Plexus had you not hopped on that book study call where I was talking about that business. So I am just so floored by your testimony, and so floored that you get that we are blessed to be a blessing. So thank you so much for sharing your amazing, amazing testimony with us tonight, Courtney. I cannot wait to meet you in person. All right, so we are going to pass it on now to Miss Anjali Keller. Go ahead and unmute yourself, Anjali. Tell us where you're from, tell us what you do for a living, and talk to us about your amazing testimony.
Okay, again, my name is Anjali Keller. I am actually from a small town in Louisiana called Wallace, Louisiana. Nobody usually knows where that is, so it's halfway between Baton Rouge and New Orleans. Currently, I'm living right outside of Baton Rouge. By day, I'm an attorney for a public agency here in Louisiana. And of course, similar to Courtney, at night and in my spare time, I'm a Plexus ambassador. I actually got started on my journey mid-July, so just a couple of months ago. But my issues started way before that. After the birth of my youngest child in 2013, I noticed that my energy levels really declined, like, drastically, to the point where I could no longer work out. I could no longer do a lot of the things that I used to do. I considered myself still fairly young, and so I had always been athletic, and I just could not wrap my mind around why, why I did not have energy. So about 5 or 6 years ago, I went to my doctor, and I basically told them all of, the things that were going on with me. And so, you go to the doctor and you expect them to fix you, or to at least tell you what's going on. And so basically, he told me, or diagnosed me with chronic fatigue syndrome related to Epstein-Barr virus, without getting into what, all that is. And then he said, basically, there's nothing you can do about it. So of course I'm like, okay, what? So I kind of researched Epstein-Barr virus, chronic fatigue. And so I tried a couple of things based on my research, but still nothing worked. So for that period of time, I kind of gave up and just kind of dealt with what was going on. At the time, I really did feel like a bad mother, a bad wife. I had a toddler, and she was growing up, and Mom, you don't play with me, and you never have energy, and you're always laying on the sofa. And so, I really felt lazy. And so it got to the point where, I would have to miss work or call in like every 3 or 4 days, because I would just hit a wall and I couldn't go anymore. And it wasn't that I was just tired. My body physically would shut down at that point, to where I would need a whole day to recuperate in bed or on the sofa. I had just started working for my agency, so I didn't have very much sick leave. I was the attorney that basically advised the agency when people had these types of issues, and that was happening to me. So I started to worry a little bit about, could they try to replace me? Could they, felt like I wasn't there enough. So I said, okay, well, let me try a different doctor. So about 3 years ago, I went to a new doctor who diagnosed me with anxiety and depression. And basically, the reason why I had chronic fatigue was related to my depression, which I didn't know I had. So she put me on anti-anxiety, anti-depression meds. And so I've been on that medication for 3 years. However, my energy levels did not increase as she thought they would on that particular medication. And I tried a couple of different medications. And I began to think that this was just my new normal and that I was going to have to accept, life the way it is now. And then in July, my sponsor, Rhea Moore, who I did not even know, I only friended her on Facebook because she came up as we had mutual friends. And so she came up as someone I may know. And because she was in the same sorority with me, I friended her. And so I saw a couple of her Plexus posts. She posted her dad's testimony about how Plexus had helped him. And it wasn't until I saw her post about her testimony and her daughter Claire's testimony that, I realized we had some similar issues. And I said, you know what, I'd been praying that, over these past few years that he just lead me in the right direction, to where I needed to be, to what I needed to do, what I needed to take to get my energy levels back. And she posted about it. I messaged her on Facebook immediately. I said, tell me about this triplex stuff. She told me what it was, and I immediately said, I want to order it. So I started off with triplex and active. Within a week, my energy levels, and I kid you not, within a week, I was actually amazed. Within a week, my energy levels increased. I actually started working out the second week I started taking Plexus. And I had not been able to work out in over 5 years. So I got back to exercising. I've also noted since mid-July that my sinus issues probably and allergies have cleared up about 90%. And of course, living in Louisiana, year-round allergy sinus issues. The other thing that I noticed that I never really thought about was my regularity. I knew that I didn't use the bathroom like I should. And really, I was probably like every 3 or 4 days. I know that's TMI, but I was probably like every 3 or 4 days. And within a week of starting Plexus, and up to this point, I have been every day regular. I didn't realize how that was affecting me. I feel so much lighter. I'm not bloated all the time. So the other thing I realized was I'd been diagnosed with vertigo in 2016. I had my first bout with vertigo. And since then, it would keep coming back. And so that kind of interfered. Anytime I would try to work out, that would also interfere. I have not had any vertigo symptoms since I started Plexus. Even when I'm working out, and I tested it by drinking some wine because that was my other trigger. I could not drink alcohol because if I drank alcohol, literally my vertigo would come back. And so I've actually been drinking wine, trying to test it out. And again, I haven't had any vertigo relapses. About a week after I started using the products, I messaged Rhea and I said, you know what? I said, I have to start sharing this. When I first got into it, I really had I had not even thought about the business. I was just focusing on myself, me feeling better. And then once I realized how I felt and how many other people feel taking this and how it's improved the lives of so many, I realized that it aligned with my purpose, which is advocating for women, and trying to empower women and girls to be their best selves. And so Plexus allows me to do that by helping them feel better physically, mentally, and again, by being their best self. And so that's my health testimony. That's how I said yes to the business. And again, it was God. It was God. Like I said, I did not know my sponsor, Rhea Moore, and right now I feel like we're best friends. And I've literally only known her for about 2.5, 3 months.
Oh my gosh. This is like Adrian in the comments, like, I'm getting all the feels, like all the feels. This is honestly phenomenal. All three of your testimonies are absolutely mind-blowing. And I must say, guys, this is what it means to be bold and confident and convicted about what we share, simply because you have no idea how you may be a conduit to answer someone else's prayer, right? Rhea didn't even know Anjali.
I didn't know Rhea.
Didn't even know Anjali. I don't think y'all met in person yet.
We have not.
And so the fact that, oh, people you may know in your Facebook, you friend someone.
We had mutual friends.
It's crazy. And I cannot tell you the number of times, dozens and dozens of times this has happened to me over the course of 7 years, guys. The Lord places people in your path for a reason. And so the fact that Anjali, a practicing attorney in Louisiana, is saying, through this, I'm finding my purpose. That is why we share. And so I just encourage you guys, if you are a guest on this call and someone has invited you, they invited you because they care, right? They truly care. Because even if this isn't for you, it may be for someone that you know. So don't keep it a secret, right? The second thing I want to share before we go, that's right, Karen, we are connectors. The other thing I want to share before we go is, you guys, the testimonies this tonight, they ran the gamut of relieving migraines, balancing blood sugar, getting rid of vertigo, helping with Epstein-Barr. I mean, all the things, regularity out the wazoo, right? I mean, no one ever thought they talk about poop as much as we do, right? But it literally lightens your load, like figuratively and literally. Like, you begin to feel lighter when you take these products consistently. And that's just without even the weight loss piece. That's just you like detoxing your system and getting rid of that extra toxic waste that sits in your GI tract, because so many things that we eat, it's foreign to our bodies. Our bodies don't even know how to process some of the foods that we eat. And that's the reason why we're burdened with so much toxic waste. And so the triplex is, I know what all these ladies take. Some of the ladies talked about some other products like our amazing multivitamin, also our active, which is our awesome and clean energy drink. I don't go a day without it, but the triplex is truly where it's at. And I know if you're a guest on the call, or even if you're new to Plexus and you haven't had as amazing of wins so far as these ladies, just know that the reason why these products help with so many different things, it's simply because our products truly are aimed to get to the root cause of people's health issues. And you can go Google, look up any health issue that you have, any health issue of someone in your family, and look up whatever that health issue is and gut health, whatever that health issue is and inflammation, whatever that health issue is and blood sugar balancing. And I can guarantee you there will be some sort of connection between whatever health issue you're facing or you're dealing with and one of those three things, because we focus on getting to the root causes, balancing blood sugar, healing and repairing the gut, and decreasing systemic inflammation in the body. That is the reason why you see so many incredible testimonies month after month, year after year within this team, but also just across our entire company. So I just encourage you to get back with the person who invited you to this call. Thank you so much, Angelique and Courtney and Tiffany. I cannot wait to meet Angelique and Courtney in person. Tiffany's been to my home, so we know each other pretty well, but I cannot wait to meet you ladies in person. I believe you both are on leaders retreats. I think I'll see you there. So such a blessing to be able to share these amazing stories with you guys. You guys have a great rest of your night, and God bless you. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thank you, Robin. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.